Hola mis serenitas, welcome to my channel. It's your girl Chiquita Serenita, and today we're doing a review, swatches, and a tutorial on Melt Cosmetics brand new Mary Jane collection, right? This is the palette. I only got the palette and 2 of the glitter pots. I did not get the silver one. There was like this really platinum silver one. I didn't get that one because I figured, you know what? I do have a platinum silver somewhere in this whole plethora of palettes that I'm freaking burning myself in. I'm pretty sure there's a platinum around there. Plus, you know what happened? This is the first time they did this collection, like that formula in particular. I just didn't want to take that risk of what if I didn't like the formula at all. Then I'm stuck with them, you know? So I wanted hybrid for sure. Hybrid is the one that you see on my eye. It's a super beautiful shade, you guys. I'm not even joking. It's like a dark slate gray. And it has all these little micro glitters that are teal. And then these chunkier bits that are like a taupe color throughout it. I love that formula. It's a super awesome formula. The palette is super nice too. But this is the original cardboard packaging that it comes in, right? It has this little smoke effect right here on the sides. It says Mary Jane Melt Cosmetics. Now, I won't lie and say that when I saw it on Instagram the first time, I thought it said Mary Doe or something. Because when you take it out of the palette, this is the cardboard packaging for the palette. It has this really grayish, taupe-ish smoke throughout it, like a black background. In the back, it just says Melt, right? But then you don't notice because nobody, like on the pictures from the Instagram, you can't tell. Mary Jane is crystallized plastic, and inside the plastic, they have all these chunky glitters in there. Glitters move around when you like move it around. You know, I can't do it right now because you guys won't be able to see it. But Mary Jane is raised plastic lettering, and inside the lettering, each lettering has all these chunky silver glitters. So when you flip it around, you see it move around. It's really cool to see in person, you guys. When you open it up, of course, they have the same huge mirror that they have like in their 21 palette and all their other palettes that I own. Their Muerte palette, their Vida palette, and their Rust palette. I own that one too, okay? When you open it up, it says Mary Jane right here, Melt Cosmetics, and these are the tones in here, right? We're going to start from here all the way to here. Now, on the website, when they barely released it, I wanted it right away. I sent it to one of my subscribers, Abby, and Abby's like, you know what? I'm going to say that I don't want to sound messed up, but it might not show up on your skin tone. And I was like, why you gotta do that to me, Abby? Why you gotta crush my dreams like that? I took a chance and I bought it, and I bought the 2 glitter pots knowing that it might not work for me at all, right? And I had seen some people complaining that I don't know if it was the Mary Jane color or the Cali color when they were coming like destroyed. And I can understand that because there's 3 of them in here that are shimmers with foil in it. It's like foil shimmer. Cali in particular is a very delicate shimmer. You have to, when you're using it, it starts to flake off on your skin. So it is like one of those wildfire shimmers. Definitely Mary Jane. I swatched it earlier. I tried to use Mary Jane originally. It started flaking off like crazy. I said, oh no, you're a wildfire shimmer. Sweet Lucy right here, definitely a wildfire shimmer. Wildfire shimmers are basically just shimmers that flake off. And when you try to wipe them off, they spread like crazy on your cheeks, okay? That's what it is. And then you have 1, 2, 3 regular shimmers right here, which these ones are not that far off from each other, but I'm not hating it because this is like a taupey gray, and this is more like a true gray in itself. And then you have these awesome mattes. Every matte has this little crystallized indentation on there, like a little design. I used Rubia, which means blonde. Blonde head, if you want blonde hair. I use that as my transition shade. Rubia does not play. Rubia is super pigmented, you guys. Honestly, this whole entire palette, I just want to say, if you're fair skin tone and you do not like bold colors, like bold rock and roll, obvious, cool tones, I don't recommend this palette for you because these colors did not come to play. I thought Rubia was going to be like this, just this very, you know, fair light brown tone on my, like you were barely going to tell it's there. And I said, that's a perfect transition shade for me. No, heck no. It is like this super khaki brown, and I'm putting it on like, oh my god, it's super dark. You can see it right there. Like, it did not come to play. I love that they added Mari. Mari is just like the lightest one, and I think Mari is still workable. So definitely this is very tan girl friendly. I'm pretty sure anyone with a darker complexion could still use it because these colors are super pigmented. Now, like I said, you do have those delicate ones in between, so I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people got the complaint that their palette came like... That's why they stopped doing the Muerte palette, you guys, because of that one Angelito shade that everybody kept receiving broken, and we kept having to press it in. Instead of them reformulating it, I'm pretty sure they decided just to gut the whole thing so they wouldn't keep getting returns from people, or people trying to get their money back or whatever. I don't know. I barely snagged it on a whim at a Sephora surprise restock, and me and Abby finally got it. So I'm going to start with the swatches, you guys. I'm going to start with Mary Jane right here. I'm going to go clear across till we get to the end, okay? Mary Jane is super pretty. It's like this, I want to call it like a money green gold shimmer. Now, I will tell you guys that these shimmers are like sheer. I had to really dig my hand into that because they remind me so much of Super Shocks. So I had to really dig my finger into that pan like that. And I will say they're very like, you know, they're like very sheer. They're buildable because I had the same problem with Cali. Cali, I was patting Cali on and rubbing it very lightly. So it does show up, but you're going to have to work for it. You're not going to have that right away, you know, sort of thing. And it is a wildfire shimmer. Like, even now that I'm pressing it against my skin, I'm having these little flakage come off, see? See how delicate it is? It's not very pigmented as far as that shimmer goes, but the mattes are not playing in here. Now, Gaspar is the matte. This one is like a, I want to call it like a khaki tone matte. And this one is 2 swatches right here. Look at that. I love that color. Super pretty. And then you have Sweet Lucy. I use Sweet Lucy today. This is a shimmer. It is like a foiled shimmer because you guys can tell they have the little chunky bits in there. And look at that. Just look at that. Oh, I use that one down here. Let me tell you, in person, that looks like a khaki gold tone brown shimmer. And it looks super cool in person. When you look at it like close up, you're like, oh, that's a nice color. Bamba is a slate gray shimmer. Ooh, I didn't get to use that one today. Oh my god. Look at that. I love those types of tones. And then you have Sin Semilla. I use Sin Semilla. It's just like this very dark espresso brown matte. So I'm going to see if it needs like, it is buildable. I don't think it needs more than 2. That's already 3 swatches right there. But I had no problems with it. I put it right here in the corner and then down here to smoke out, you know, the outer corner of my eye, and I liked it. Santa Maria is a dark gray shimmer. Ooh, this is 1 swatch. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my god, I love it. Rubia is that transition shade that I told you guys I used it as a transition shade. It looks like a dark Bambi brown, honestly. And I did have to add it more than once, clearly, but it showed up. It didn't come to play. It showed up. Bow is a brown shimmer. This is like a bronzy brown. Oh my god. I didn't get to use that one today. That's such a beautiful bronze brown. Oh my god. And that one was buttery, you guys. Like butter. It's spread on there. Mari is a light brown matte. This one might be so light that I don't think it's going to show up on my skin tone. It looks super light. I don't know if you guys can see it. Can you guys see that right there? Like, oh my god. Let me do it on my arm. Let me do it on my hand. It's super light. It looks super light. I didn't use that one today, so I wouldn't know how that looks on my actual eye. But I'm thinking as a transition shade, it'll still work. Maybe it might not show up on me per se as a transition shade, but for someone, you know, lighter, obviously, I think it'll work for you. And then lastly, we have Cali over here. Cali is that one that I told you guys I used. I use this as my overall lid and as my inner corner highlight. And like I said, it is a very delicate foiled shimmer. You have to apply it more than once. And yeah, it's blinding. It's super pretty, but it does flake off like crazy. And I did have flakage right here. And as I was applying it on my overall lid, and then I just started to clean, like trying to clean as much as I could with my brush and stuff. I was going like this, and I was making it worse. It's just like, it was horrible. So that is all of the shades from this palette, you guys. I think it's a super cute palette. It is. I love these rock and roll tones. I just can't say no to them. Some of them look ugly on my skin tone, but other ones, I think they complement. This one definitely complements, you know. So like I said, I did buy 2 of the glitter pots. I bought Hybrid, which is the one that you guys see on my eye. That's Hybrid. And then I bought Burnout, right? I'm going to give you guys swatches of both. So I'm going to start with Hybrid. This is the one that I have on my eye. And like I said, it is a dark slate gray. It has all these tiny little micro glitters that are like teal, just like a teal green. And then it has all these chunky ones that are like a taupe. Super pretty. When you apply it on your eye, it has this cool gel feeling. And then it dries. And once it dries, it ain't going nowhere. And I love it. I'm like, oh my God, why did I buy this? I kept kicking myself of why I didn't buy that other silver one, right? I didn't buy the silver one because I saw there was a bright platinum silver, and then there was this dark slate silver, which is this one. And I was like, I'm going for the darker one. You know, I just kept thinking that's the one that I wanted. Then when I started seeing, you know, right now when I used it, I was like, why didn't I get the other one? I don't blame anybody if they want to not get these ones. They are pretty expensive. I think they're about $18 a pot. Don't quote me on that. I will put all the information in the description box. So the palette enough already is like, what, 45 something, 50 something dollars. I wouldn't blame anybody not wanting this palette or the glitter pots because of how much they charge for the products. But I can tell you that these ones are worth it. So Burnout is this bronze gold tone shimmer, glitter, I mean. And then it has these little tiny micro glitters that are between a green or a gold. And then it has the chunkier ones that are like beige tone. So, and same thing. It's a very, look at, if you guys can see it, it's a very just gel-like, sort of like a cream, like a, you're putting a lotion on. I don't know how, like a under eye gel cream. The same thing. It gives me that cooling effect, and then you just put it on and just, it dries up, right? That's how these ones are. It's super pretty how it goes on. Reminds me a lot of like a little gel, you know, like the kind that you'll be putting on your face for like cooling cucumber effect or whatever. But these are super pretty. Look at that one. It's got this very bronzy brown peach tone thing going on, and it has all these little tiny gold glitters, and the bigger glitters are between like a taupe, maybe a beige. I don't know. I love it. I love it, you guys. I'm definitely planning to go back for that third one if they still have it. I'm like, I want it. So yeah, you guys, that's pretty much it for this little collection. I hope I was able to help you guys make a decision whether you want it or not. If you guys don't want it, I totally understand. It's not exactly the cheapest thing on the market. But if you do want it, I'm just letting you guys know it's good, okay? So I'm gonna let you guys go. If you guys want to see how I created this look today, then just stay tuned. Okay, you guys, so for the first color that I'm going to go in with Rubia. And Rubia is just this matte chocolate brown shade. And that is what I'm going to use as my transition shade, okay? So for the next color that I plan on using, I'm going to use Cali right here. Cali is a like, I want to say like a taupe shimmer, but it is super chunky. So you can tell it's a shimmer with foil. It's super chunky, super flaky. I would say think of it as a foiled shimmer, but with like that potentiality becoming this wildfire shimmer. Like, it seriously, some of it started flaking off as I started patting it on because I used my finger. And then as soon as I looked at it, I was like, oh no, it's all over the place. I tried to clean as much as I could off like this, you guys, and it is what it is now. You just, eyes before face. That's what I strongly recommend when using this palette. But it's not, you know, a complete disaster. So that's the one you guys are going to see me use. I'm just going to put it on my overall lid all right here, okay? So next I went in with Mia. It is a very dark, like we're talking about espresso dark brown matte, and I just applied it right here in this corner and then down here, okay? That is what you guys are going to see me do. And then now I went in with Sweet Lucy. Sweet Lucy is this khaki colored like gold brown sort of shimmer. It's another very flaky formula, and I'm not joking. It's super cute though. Like in person when you see that, God, it's a gorgeous shimmer. It's just that crazy flakish wildfire shimmer that just like falls and then it just makes it worse, right? But right now when you see it close up, it looks like it has this gold khaki tint in it. It looks cool in person. So I'm not regretting it. I'm just saying, you know, definitely eyes before the rest of your face. You're not gonna get around to it. I tried to clean up as much as I could, and even then I'm looking like a sparkly fairy either way. So that's what you guys are gonna see me do. I'm just gonna apply it with my finger, like really carefully right here, blending into that dark brown that's already there, okay? And then for my inner corner highlight, I used Cali again, and I just applied it there using my finger, okay? Okay, so the look is pretty much done, like just how it is. If you guys don't like glitter, you guys can totally leave it like that. It's super, super pretty. But I'm a glitter girl, okay? You already know I do glitter. So the collection came with 3 glitters, and it's glitter pots. I bought 2 because these are the ones that mostly stood out to me. The silver one I like too. You guys, don't get me wrong, I love that silver. It was like a blinding silver, but it's not something that I couldn't get from another, you know, like ColourPop palette and stuff like that. I just thought this one was more unique. I used hybrid on my eye, like that whole little area you see right there. That is hybrid right here. Hybrid is such a gorgeous glitter. Like it's chunky and it has all these reflex. So it looks like a dark super, like we're talking about gray, slate gray right in there. And then it has all these little tiny micro glitters that look like teal, and then some chunkier ones that look like taupe mixed all in there. And then when you apply it on the eye, because this has a very gel consistency, the way it applies on like a cool gel, and then it dries up, and then it's just there. It's just clinging there. Like it hasn't budged. It reminds me a lot of the Glitterly Obsessed, because it is like a gel consistency. I've already since ordered one from their Lizzie McGuire collection. That's the first time I tried one of those, and I can say it's kind of similar in that vibe. But this one goes on like a gel, like a cream, very, very cool, and then it dries, and then that's it. It's stuck. It's like glue, right? I love them. So that's what you guys are going to see me do. I'm just going to take my thin brush. I used my brush. This is from BH Cosmetics. This is from their Halloween collection. And I just like applied it right there. I just patted it on with my brush. And that's what you guys are going to see me do, okay? So that is it for the look, you guys. Let me just go put some black in my waterline and some mascara, and I'll be right back to give you guys a close-up, okay? So this is the finished eye look today, you guys. Hopefully you guys like it. I'm really loving this. I love these tones, like rock and roll tones. They're really, really nice. And that glitter, oh God. I swear all the fallout from that shimmer is driving me nuts. But apart from that, like I said, you know, do your eyes before the rest of your face and you should be fine. So let me back you guys out and I'll give you guys my final thoughts on this palette. Okay, you guys, so I'm back. I have to say, I actually do love this palette, because at first when I looked at it, I thought it looked super light on you know, in Instagram. And I was like, maybe these tones, because Abby had told me, you know, those, I'm not going to lie to you, she's like, those tones look like they might not be too dark enough for your complexion, and I was like, why you gotta crush my dreams like that, Abby? Like, I still took a risk and I bought it, and I'm actually glad that I did, because these are dark enough for tan skin tones, and they actually, the shimmers in here are super pretty. That's what makes the palette, I think, the shimmers. But I will say, obviously, that one, Mary Jane right here, is a flaky wildfire shimmer. So is Sweet Lucy, and so is Kelly. Bow I haven't tried. I haven't tried Santa Maria or Bamba. But I'm guessing that those three are going to be more of a workable, normal shimmer. As far as these other three are more like foiled shimmer. So they do have that flakage possibility. It's not a deal breaker. It definitely isn't. I think the palette has a lot of very, very pretty tones, cool tones, rock and roll tones. That's how I call them. And I love the way this look came out. Those glitter pots, I'm so glad that I took the leap of faith and just bought one. Let alone, I bought two, okay? But I'm so glad that I bought the one, because I actually wanted to try hybrid the most. But then Burnout, I started seeing swatches of Burnout. I was like, you know what, Burnout? Actually, all three were like telling me, buy me. But I decided to just take the chance on these two, because I was like, what if I don't even like the formula, right? I figured if at least I buy hybrid, and if I didn't like hybrid, then I definitely would have probably have sold Burnout, you know, without using it, not even giving it a try to swatch it, because why would I, you know, if I didn't like it? But I actually like this formula. It feels like a gel, just like a cool gel going on your eye, and then it just dries and it's like, whoo, it's on your face already. It's super pretty. So I'm gonna let you guys go. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you'll be notified each and every time I upload a new video. And until next time, stay warm, stay blessed, and stay magica. Bye, you guys.